This is Jennifer Correa for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in on this beautiful, extraordinary Tuesday morning. It's so beautiful here in South Florida. I say that almost every day. You know, I pinch myself. We get to live here. So it's February 28th. It's the last day of the second month, and we're going into the third month. That means at the end of the next month, we're going to be done with the first quarter of 2023. Wow. This old saying, time flies, really is true. All right, I'm your substitute host today. I'm Tom Bouvier. I'm sitting in for Gary Owen, the founder of Owen Insurance Group, and of course the founder and host of the Quality of Life radio show. We're actually streaming live on Facebook, so if you're just tuning in and your car and going to your office and you want to continue listening to the show, you can hop on Facebook, Google, or search Quality of Life radio show, and you can watch us there and listen. But we're broadcasting from the WSTU studio in downtown Stuart, Florida. We're also airing simultaneously on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. So thank you for listening. There's actually three segments to our show. It's an hour-long show. First, we love to bring relevant content to our listeners. So you might have find that we're going to have fun on the show. We give fun facts, try to make everything light, but we actually will bring you information that's very relevant to life and information that you can really use in your life. Secondly, we're going to be introducing our guest in just a moment. We love to support and showcase local business owners, nonprofit organizations, community leaders, and we have a fascinating guest. Again, I'll be introducing here in just a moment. We always love to share a quote of the day and 10 fascinating facts. And today we're going to talk about 10 fascinating facts about teeth. T-E-E-T-H. You remember the brusha? Well, we're going to talk about teeth and the power and the what you need to do to keep those teeth shiny, pearly, and happy and healthy. So here's one fact. Teeth are actually the hardest substance in the human body. Did you know that? Well, you're going to learn 9 more. Just stay tuned. So, and lastly, Gary and I, we're normally here together, we love to bring information about insurance planning. We love to bring what's called insurance straight talk. We don't like to mince words. We like to educate people about insurance planning so they can enjoy their quality of life. And that's the name of our radio show, the Quality of Life radio show. So we're going to go ahead and get into the show by introducing our wonderful guest today. And I want to thank you, Mindy, for coming. But this is Mindy Fetterman of the Inner Truth Project. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So, Mindy, the Inner Truth Project, I looked at your website and I'm very fascinated about it, something that's very passionate to me. I've been around the world. I've lived overseas. I've seen a lot of things, and you're touching on some things that are very, very universal, unfortunately. It's not just locally here and not just in America, but around the world in every culture and probably in every time in history. But I'm going to let you talk all about that, and really we want to direct people to that website, direct them to how they can get involved or support. But first of all, we love to know about the person Mindy Fetterman, because any kind of nonprofit organization or mission or vision, it always starts with one person. So if you don't mind, tell us about who you are, where you came from, why you live in this beautiful part of the earth.
You know what? I so appreciate that you want to know about me. People don't usually want to know about the person behind the organization. So I'm almost not even used to talking about myself. I'm so always passionate about the cause, and I do want to share about that. And you are 100% correct. It is universal, and it is as old as time about the cause for what our organization stands for. But for me personally, so where to begin? Well, I'm actually originally from Chicago. So,
Go Chicago White Sox or Cubbies?
Well, that's a very good place
I lived
to
in
start.
Chicago for 10 years. Okay,
well,
sorry about that.
Okay, well, how about you tell me first, and then we'll decide if we're going to continue the interview.
Well, I started out on the south side.
So
in
you're
Tinley
a White
Park.
Sox.
I loved the White Sox. And then I gradually moved up until I was living up in Crystal Lake, then near Barrington Hills. And I went to games on both. But mainly, I must say, I was a Chicago Bulls fan because I was there during the Michael Jordan era.
Right, the heyday.
The 2 3-peats.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So enough about
Okay,
me.
well, that's a nice way to turn it around.
I did. I'm going to get out of it. Who doesn't like the Chicago Bulls?
Everybody loves the Bulls. I'm a
Yeah.
Bulls fan. I'm a Cubs fan, but
Okay.
I did tell you I'd be here for an hour, so I'm not leaving. But you know, Chicago's so much fun and in so many ways, especially in its sports. But even though I was born there, I kind of hopped around from Chicago and New York, and then landed here right before I started my school days, middle and high school. And then when I met my husband, we actually moved to North Carolina, and we were there for many, many years up in the western Carolina mountains. It's
Beautiful up there. Oh,
right?
yeah.
And actually, I didn't know until I was up there that I'm actually a mountain girl. But, you know, like most people, they tend to follow their families, and our families were here. So when it was time for us to start our own family, we came back to Florida and put down roots, and we've been here ever since.
Nice. So were you in like Asheville or?
It's exactly where we were.
Okay.
Yeah, right before it exploded. So we were there before all the tourists. We claimed it first.
You claimed it first. Well, yeah, that is a beautiful part of and you're a mountain girl. Now you're a beach girl? Do you
No,
like
I'm
the
still a
beach?
mountain girl.
Okay.
I'm still a mountain girl.
What are you doing here then?
Well, I told you, you know, we
Yeah, I
came for
know.
family, and, you know, I do love the weather here, and I love being out on the water. I do a lot of water sports,
Mm-hmm.
but, yeah, I'm always going to be a mountain girl.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I'm an earth man because I love the ocean. I'm a swimmer. I love the sailing. I love the mountains. I go hiking. I do all those things with my son. So, all right. So, what do you like best about living here? I know you're a mountain girl,
Right.
But what do you live in Stewart? Or?
I actually live in Palm City.
Okay, very nice.
I live in Palm City. And, you know, one of the things that I realized when I did move back here with my husband is you can't really have everything everywhere, right? And so we actually just were talking to some of our friends back in North Carolina, and it's 40 degrees, and it was snowy and cold and gray. And so we just thought, wow, how grateful, as you started the show this morning, it's a beautiful day today, right? So even though I don't love the beach, what I love the most about being here is that we always have the opportunity to do something outside, and being outside is you know, a gift.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. That's great. So, tell us the evolution of maybe any career or business things you were doing into now the Inner Truth Project.
Yeah, sure. So I have always been an activist, and I've always been involved in women's issues and women's health care. And because I myself am a survivor of sexual trauma, I have always had it in the back of my mind that there were other people like myself, but I never really thought it was going to lead to a career. But everything that I've ever done has been in some way supporting other women. And no matter what it was, whether I was helping women, I worked at Kaiser University for a time, and I was helping young people find their career college path, or I was working in a community project in Fort Pierce where we were helping teachers and students. So no matter where I was always working with people and hearing their stories. And somewhere in the story, I would hear something about trauma. So it always resonated with me that people needed to find a place where they could tell their stories, feel safe, and feel supported. And so eventually it came back to the number one thing that kind of tied so many people together was the story of sexual trauma, the one thing that people didn't want to talk about. We talked a lot about other things that were uncomfortable, but like you said at the beginning, it's universal. It happens to all types of people in all communities, but we don't talk about it. And so that sort of was the impetus for me to start the Inner Truth Project.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you're right. I was a minister and I was a missionary in the Philippines for 5 years. And just talking to people, hearing those stories, it's a hidden, it's taboo. And many, and I don't know what your thoughts are, and maybe you can expound on this, that sometimes when you keep something a secret, hidden away, there can never potentially be any closure or healing.
Yeah. Well, you know,
do you find that?
I do, and I don't necessarily love the cliches, but they're cliches for a reason, right? And the one that we always hear is that you're as sick as your secrets. And it is true, because when we believe that the things that we're keeping a secret are because they're somehow tied to something we've done wrong or our own shame and guilt, then it kind of feeds on itself. And if you've been victimized in some way with sexual violence, none of the things that have happened to you are your fault. But by keeping it in, you continue to fester in the fact that there's something you did and there's something wrong with you, which is the complete antithesis of what is true. So when we're able to get it out and talk about it and get the support that is out there, then you start to find out, no matter where you were, no matter what you said, no matter what you were wearing, what substance you were on, anything, no one has the right to violate you. And so that doesn't have to be a secret. That shame doesn't have to be held in. And it's really like a freedom, you know, to let that out.
Yeah, I believe so. And I think that cliche is, like you said, it's a lot of cliches or because there's truth behind it. And, you know, I know for our listeners out there, normally you may think, wow, this is a pretty heavy topic. But we've always, Gary and I have always talked about truth and transparency, straight talk.
Right.
And this is as straight a talk as you can get.
Right.
There are people in our community listening right now who maybe they personally have is still holding the secret. And because of that, a lot of unfortunate mental or other types of sickness is still going on in their body or in their life, or they know someone that absolutely has not come forward and really dealt with it.
Right.
So what do you say to those kind of people?
Welcome to Tuesday morning. We're going to talk about sexual abuse and rape.
Yeah,
right?
This is normally not our show, but we are very happy to do this, and we knew what we were getting.
Well, and I'm grateful. And you know, we use a lot of humor at the Inner Truth Project, but we also always try to remind people this is a heavy topic, but it doesn't have to be depressing, because it is really a celebration, right? The minute you can get to a place where you just say, listen, I'm going to let this out, then you realize there's so much to celebrate moving forward. It is a heavy topic. It's hard to think about what you've experienced, but you're not having to relive it. You're getting to look at the opportunities that are about to happen. So it really is a great celebration. It doesn't have to be so scary.
Absolutely. And we're going up against our first break here in just a moment, but we're going to continue talking to Mindy Federman of the Inner Truth Project and really shedding the light on this topic. So you're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show. I'm Tom Bouvier, sitting in for Gary Owen.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Age comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes with benefits. That's especially true when it comes to Medicare. So make the wise call and go to CignaWise.com to compare your Medicare Advantage plan to Cigna today. Cigna offers dental coverage and $0 primary doctor visits in most areas. Hearing, vision, and an over-the-counter allowance all in one plan. You can even earn rewards for doing healthy activities. So go to CignaWise.com and compare your Medicare Advantage plans to Cigna today. Again, that website is CignaWise.com. Cigna Medicare Advantage, because wisdom comes with benefits. Benefit options vary by plan and service area. You must reside in the plan service area. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Welcome back to the Quality of Life Radio Show. I'm your host today, Tom Bouvier, sitting in for Gary Owen. And we are here with a wonderful special guest, Mindy Federman, the founder and president of the Inner Truth Project, who's been kind of telling her story and how she helps people who have been, it's kind of a heavy topic, but experience sexual abuse. And so, Mindy, I know your organization is helping people currently. Can kind of tell us about what that looks like. What type of help are you giving?
Absolutely. So first, I just want to say it's not just me. We have a whole team, and I'm only as good as my team. I'm good at bringing food, but they do all the work, so I don't want to take the credit for it. But what we do is we provide individual therapy. We do group support, peer support, which is really, really significant. Sometimes just knowing that you're not alone. We do a lot of workshops. We do trauma-sensitive yoga, art therapy, things like that, helping the whole person. And we do a lot of case management because we know when somebody's coming in, they're not just presenting with something that they need for therapy, but they may need a whole host of different services that may be getting connected with our community medical partners or with housing or financial stability. So there's a whole bunch of things that we can do to help somebody not necessarily get stable, but really transform from living as a victim to living as not even a survivor, but a thriver, to live really their best life because they deserve that. And if somebody's experienced trauma, they may feel like they're not worthy, and we want to help them turn that around.
That is awesome. I like that phrase, from not just being a survivor, but a thriver.
Yeah, it's important to us because a lot of times, you know, we're all surviving every day, right? No matter what you've experienced, whether it's rape, sexual abuse, or just getting through the traffic to get here this morning, right? We've all survived something, but we want to do better than that. We don't want to just hang out. Every single one of us deserves to really experience the fullness of life and get the best out of what you have in front of you. Enjoy it.
Absolutely. And I've heard it said from being a victim to a victor.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So this is what the Inner Truth Project and wonderful team that you have helps you. Do you guys have an actual facility where all this activity takes place, or where does it take place?
We do. We have an amazing facility. It's 2,900 square feet. It's beautiful, if I do say so myself. And it's right in St. Lucie West. However, even though that is our hub, we are an organization that serves survivors all over the Treasure Coast and actually, past Indian River County down into Palm Beach County. We have services out in Okeechobee. And then during the pandemic, what was sort of the silver lining for us when we started our virtual services is we were able to connect with survivors and their families that were in different parts of the country and then in other countries as well. Because as you said, this is universal. So this doesn't just happen to people on the Treasure Coast. This is all over.
Right. So that's amazing. You mentioned something about not just local, but even across the world.
Right. Yeah. So when
How
we
have
were
you done that?
we were able to connect with survivors. We had one in China, we had one in London, and from word of mouth, they were able to find out about our support groups or our therapy services, and they were able to tap into that virtually. So we were excited about that, and we're very fortunate. We get funding from the United Way of St. Lucie County and the Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County, and that helps us with our programming that we do right in St. Lucie County. But the funding that we get from our donors and fundraisers and people who support us in other ways, we're able to use for the survivors outside of those areas.
And so you are or you were like a 501c nonprofit? Or?
We are. We
Okay.
are. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. So everybody gets a tax receipt when they donate to us, and we're always grateful because that's how we exist as
And
donors.
if people are listening or thinking, wow, what a worthy cause, I want to know more, how would they learn more about it and contribute, those who want to give?
Well, first of all, know that we will love you forever because that really, we are a community-based grassroots nonprofit. So we rely on the kindness of our donors. And they can go right to our website, which is www.innertruthproject.org. And they can also call us and get information, 772-200-4599. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook at Inner Truth Project.
So I'm interested in the international only because I've been to many countries and I've done a lot of work overseas. And my beloved Philippines, I probably have some of my Filipino friends listening in, mabuhay. But if there are people in other countries, because this radio show is broadcast through different methods, worldwide, how would they I guess they can go right to your website, but do you still have the Zoom type counseling?
We do. We have a lot of
Classes?
virtual services,
Virtual,
and we do have a non-English speaking advocate who helps with, depending on what language it is, but then there's a lot of other resources that we can connect you with. What I think is really important for people to know is that we're a survivor-led organization. So we understand when someone calls. We may not be the right person or the right agency, but we understand how difficult it is to pick up the phone. So if somebody's calling from a different area, a different country, and we're not the right resource, we're first and foremost going to understand why you're calling. We can help with the conversation and then get you to the right place. So even though we may not have the actual resource that you need, we're a good starting place.
And for that person out there, Mindy, who is maybe beginning to feel emotions, maybe even feeling tears come to their eyes, because they personally have experienced everything you're talking about. They're like, she's talking directly to me.
Right.
And that happens sometimes, as you know. And maybe you've let it out some, and you or in the process of getting help, or maybe you're still at that point where it's still a secret. And I always think that mold cannot grow in the sunlight. It's got to be exposed and revealed, and there's a safe place where you can let that sun shine in. But what would you say to that person if they were sitting right here?
Right.
What would you personally say to them?
Well, a lot of people get kind of caught up in statistics and they don't like the numbers. But first of all, for women, it's 1 in 4 before the age of 18 and 1 in 6 for men. So just in knowing that, if you're listening and you're thinking, I can't believe that this conversation is happening right now, you're not the only one. You are not alone in this. And number 2, there is no shame when you pick up the phone and you call us. There's no judgment, there's no shame, and we get it. We absolutely get it. And we're not going to listen to your story and say, I can't believe it, oh my God, and wow, and we're not going to pity you. We're just going to listen, and we're going to ask you what it is that you think that you need, how we can help you. And it's just going to feel like a weight being lifted off your shoulders. And honestly, making that phone call empowers the person. We're not looking to save anybody. We're looking to help them with the tools that they may need. And if after that phone call they don't want to take any steps, they don't have to.
That's right. Not
There's
like
nothing.
you're signing on the dotted line.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if I could kind of, some people may also say, well, how much do you charge? Is there a fee for these people?
There is. We do most of our services for free or reduced costs. So our individual therapy is $20 a session. However, if someone cannot afford that, we have a financial waiver, and we're never going to turn anybody away. So going back to what we were talking about before with the fundraising that we do, that's where the funds come in. So a lot of our donors, the people that are listening, when we're fundraising, that money is so that people who cannot afford their services don't have to pay for it. We try to remove all the barriers so that people who can pay will, but those who cannot can still receive services. And then there's a yearly program fee of $50, but it's the same. If they can't pay, then they don't pay. But that allows them into all of our workshops, all of our programs, all of our support groups, and the case management. So it's still a negligible fee, right, for what they're receiving.
Yeah.
But it's a way for them to have some buy-in, but it's not a lot of money.
I'm giving. I'm going to sponsor
Great.
a couple of people, at least a few people's
Fantastic.
annual fee.
We would love it.
That's something that's dear to my heart. Not that, and thank God, I've lived a good life and have not had to experience that. But I do know people that have, and
Right.
I've been on the counseling end or the hugging. And so there's no reason, if you're out there and that you've had these situations happen to you, no reason to just pick up the phone and call. There's no big obligation. No, they're not going to quiz you and judge you, as Mindy said. So give them a call. Would you mind giving the phone number
Absolutely.
as well as the website again?
Absolutely, and thanks for asking it. The phone number is 772-200-4599, and the website is innertruthproject.org.
Okay, and if they want to give, how
Yes.
would they do that?
So there is a place right on the website, a donate button, so you can give right there. And there's actually different segments. We'll show you how much goes to different programs, or you can put in your own amount, create your own amount. So if you want to give $1 million, you can put it right there
I
on
love
the line.
it. Oh, come on. So many people go the other way. Say if you want to give 5 or 10, every dollar counts. I love it. $1 million.
Well, listen,
and there
the
are people out
$5
there.
counts too. The $5 counts too, and we love the $5 donors just as much.
But you know what? There are people in this area could stroke a check for $1 million.
Yes.
And you may be able to apply it toward last year's tax deduct. I am not a tax accounting. I'm not giving it a tax advice. Consult your tax professional. But it is a nonprofit organization, and
You can 1099 today.
there
Today's
you
the
go.
Last day for
Today's
10
the last day. And I do want to
$1
just
million.
mention this. I want to tell you this. We've never had an angel donor, somebody who has taken on our cause in that large amount or a significant amount like that. A lot of the nonprofits in this area are really fortunate to have a large donor or a family foundation that sort of takes them under their wing. And we're still looking for that person. So if you are out there and you're listening, you really have the opportunity to take us to the next level and turn things around for a significant number of people in this area.
And with that being said, how long has Inner Truth Project been in existence, or
We've
when
been
did it start?
in our actual location for a decade, but we've been doing our work for a little bit longer than that. Yeah, a long time.
Okay, and quite honestly, I really believe I've seen the building, and I never knew what that it was. I kind of thought it may be some spiritual, religious, Inner Truth Project,
Right.
So, and of course, that's awesome. What you're doing is great. Get involved. Go to the innertruthproject.org. Or call the number that Mindy's been giving out, and we'll have you share that again before the end of the show. But we're coming
you.
up to this kind of the second phase of our show. But this has been Mindy Fetterman of the Inner Truth Project talking to you for those who've had sexual abuse, sexual violence perpetrated against them. And we're looking for those $1 million donors. Family Foundation, big foundations you see giving all the money to these public television stations. So if you're a member of that family, or you're a friend of a member of that family, have them search out the Inner Truth Project online and call Mindy and see if they can, you can fund them and bring them to the next level.
Why not, right? We always ask for the smaller donation. Yeah,
that's
why
right.
not?
Shoot for the moon and
Right.
shoot for the stars, and if you hit the moon, that's good too.
Right.
So we're going to move on, but we have a quote of the day. We typically started out with. I wanted to get right to your portion, however, and this says this: if you see someone without a smile today, give them yours. And you know, a smile is something that you can truly give away and never lose. You know, you can give it away so many times and always have your smile. So a little smile goes a long way.
Do you know who said that?
Who? I don't know. I just said it, but no,
I don't know
who said that.
I don't know.
I know. I love quotes, and I got so many quote books and have had so many in my life, but that particular one I recently found, and I loved it. I thought, that's so good.
I like it too.
Yeah. And I tell you one, you know, I give a shout out to my daughter, Rachel. She is a wonderful, she's 21 years old, and she will give smiles and words of encouragement to anyone. I tell you what, she brightens up so many people's days. So, Rachel, I love you. I know you're probably not listening, but the world all knows about what a beautiful young woman you are. So we're going to move on now. Talk about teeth, these things in our mouth. And if you don't have them, if you have the false teeth or choppers, as my grandpa would call them, these are still fun facts about the human teeth. So I'm going to go ahead and start. In today's world, we're fortunate that there's all kind of services to help keep your smile healthy and to make your teeth look bright and shiny and healthy, and your oral health. And I'll be talking about dental insurance. That'll be transitioning because we do talk insurance straight talk here. But I want to go with number one, and then Mindy will take the even numbers. But the fact is that when we're born, we actually have 20 primary teeth. All humans are born with 20 baby teeth just below the gum line, waiting to emerge. Each baby tooth has its own predetermined time to emerge, and each baby tooth also has a predetermined time to fall out, after which a permanent tooth will grow in to replace it. And there are only two factors that can alter a baby tooth's predetermined time to fall out: not following proper oral health care or an accident. So before you get on to number two, I think you had a question about teeth. Did you want to ask that question now?
Well, I wanted to know what the going rate was for the tooth fairy because, well, now my son is a senior in high school, so
He should be well past that by now.
you would think so, right?
Well, he's got the adult molars coming in.
He does. Yep. We're getting to that phase, and the tooth fairy is not coming over. But I have heard some parents with young kids ask what the going rate is, and I've seen some debate on social media going back and forth between anywhere from $1 to, believe it or not, $10.
Oh, no.
I know.
I'm the dollar.
$5.32.
$5.32.
That's insane. But you can buy some eggs.
Yeah. And now a gallon and a half of
Right.
fuel.
Right.
Okay, so if you have an answer for that, call Mindy.
No. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay. Well, you can call Owen Insurance Group. I haven't given our phone number yet, 772-210-1020, and we'd be happy to pass that information on. What is the going rate for the tooth fairy?
For the tooth fairy,
All
yeah.
right, thank you.
Actually, and when do you tell your kids the truth about the tooth fairy?
That the tooth fairy is real.
That the tooth fairy is real, right?
Yeah,
there you
no,
go.
I'm just kidding. All right, so go ahead. Number two. We're going to do number two, and then we'll go to a break.
Okay, great. So number two, the first tooth emerges between 6 and 12 months. So parents can expect to see their child's first tooth emerge between 6 months and their first birthday. Signs that your child may be teething include a low-grade fever, crankiness, and poor sleeping behavior. Of course, if you're a nursing mother, you don't need this. You already know.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Mindy. We're going to finish up the next 7 or 8, rather, after the break, and you're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show. Stay tuned.
Age comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes with benefits. That's especially true when it comes to Medicare. So make the wise call and go to CignaWise.com to compare your Medicare Advantage plan to Cigna today. Cigna offers dental coverage and $0 primary doctor visits in most areas. Hearing, vision, and an over-the-counter allowance all in one plan. You can even earn rewards for doing healthy activities. So go to CignaWise.com and compare your Medicare Advantage plans to Cigna today. Again, that website is CignaWise.com. Cigna Medicare Advantage, because wisdom comes with benefits. Benefit options vary by plan and service area. You must reside in the plan service area. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
All right. Thank you. You're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show, and I'm Tom Bouvier sitting in for Gary Owen as your host, and we have Mindy Fetterman of the Inner Truth Project, and we're actually now talking about 10 fascinating facts about teeth, and this is number 3. Humans have at least 32 permanent teeth. Every human is born with at least 32 adult teeth waiting to take the place of the primary teeth. Some people, however, have an extra set of molars called wisdom teeth. These people have 34 adult teeth, and it's very common for people to need their wisdom teeth to be surgically removed, and that happened to me when I was young. I had my teeth pulled out. All right, number 4.
Did you lose your wisdom?
Well, I didn't start getting wisdom till I was like 20.
Never got mine.
Well, it's like Mark Twain said, boy, when I was 15 years old, my dad was really stupid. But it's amazing how smart he's gotten in 5 years.
So number 4. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Many assume that bones are the hardest substance in the body, but that's not the case. And it's actually teeth, which are comprised of over 96% of minerals. They're even harder than the bones.
Wow. Now, number 5, teeth are not bones. I always kind of thought they were. But are teeth considered bones? No. It's one of the surprising facts you didn't see coming, but teeth aren't bones. Teeth are similar to bones in many ways. Both are made up primarily of calcium, and both contain nerves and blood vessels, but bones produce bone marrow, and teeth do not. For this reason, teeth are not considered to be bones.
Okay. I really hope I get invited to a trivia night after this. Okay, number 6, teeth have a 200-pound bite force. It is said that an adult human has a biting force of up to 200 pounds. I'm just thinking of who's the boxer? Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I went to the bite on the ear. This is an incredible amount of power. Believe it or not, the human biting force is on par with that of a pit bull, which comes at 235 pounds. I didn't know that.
And I believe an alligator has the highest powerful jaws as far as pressure.
I don't know. That's for next show.
Yeah. All right, number 7. Teeth cannot self-repair. It may seem like teeth should be able to heal from injuries or even regrow, given that they're living tissue with a blood supply. Unfortunately, teeth cannot fix themselves. Once tooth decay starts, it will slowly progress to the point of advanced tooth decay or tooth loss. The only way to repair tooth decay, like cavities, is with a filling, a crown, or a root canal. Beautiful things everyone looks forward to. Once a tooth is lost, the only option is a replacement, like a denture, a bridge, or a dental implant. So take care of those teeth, folks.
Number 8, the first toothbrushes were twigs. Modern dentistry has come a long way, and home care for our teeth has changed a lot too. However, a very long time ago, pre-5000 BC, we were using twigs to clean and floss our teeth. The practice of chewing on a twig proved to eliminate food and bacteria buildup on the surface of teeth as well as in between.
Isn't that amazing?
I think they use that for toilet paper too.
Okay. Oof.
Oh, really? Right. Whoa. Oh, my.
Not the same
I'll just
twig.
run down to the river.
Not the same twig.
Wash up. But after twigs, and this was in the back, I know you didn't see it, but ancient Egyptians used a combination of crushed eggshells and animal hooves. How about that? As their dental care products of choice. Thank goodness things have changed.
Thank goodness.
Number 9, healthy teeth are better able to resist decay. And there's a reason why you should see your dentist every 6 months. The healthier your teeth are, the longer they will last free of decay. With over 300 different types of bacteria that can affect the health of your teeth, it's crucial to detect problems early and, better yet, prevent problems before they take hold. The old saying is true, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you haven't been to your dentist lately, or you've been putting off needed dental care, it's time to take action, because waiting will only allow small problems to become bigger.
You're going to talk about dental insurance, right?
I sure am.
Okay, good.
How did you know? You're smart.
I'm getting anxious about this.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the last one, number 10. Every tooth is different. Of all the 52 teeth a person will have in their lives, each and every one is unique. Right from birth, each tooth has a unique character. I didn't know that.
That's right. So how many times, so little quiz. So are teeth bones? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Don't look. No cheating.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
turning it over so I can't
Very
cheat.
good. Can teeth repair themselves?
No.
What is the amount of pounds that a human bite forth can have?
Oh, 235, 250?
200.
Ding, ding, ding.
Over 200.
It's 200 for the humans and 235 for a pit bull. All right. And what is the hardest substance in the human body?
A tooth.
A tooth.
Calcium.
Of course. Yeah.
Actually, the enamel.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, getting specific on us.
Fancy.
All right. Well, and how many teeth are we born with at birth?
Oh, I already forgot that one. Was it 35? 52?
Keep going. You can hit it sooner or later. We've got
almost 10 minutes. Yeah,
a little
45?
over 10 minutes. 20.
It wasn't even close.
Nope, but that's okay.
Ask me something about sexual trauma.
I know. Oh.
I can tell you. I can tell you about that.
That's yeah. Well, you know what? Well, let's just finish off this section with. Are all teeth the same?
No.
How many teeth will a person have throughout their whole lifetime? You just read it.
Oh, I know. I just read. I'm going to peek. It was 50-something. 52.
52. That's right. There you go. So with
I
your baby
cheated.
teeth and your adult teeth, so if you have 20 baby teeth, how many adult teeth will you have?
Oh, wait. Is that math?
Yeah. Is that math? Well, some would say to find the answer, that would be math. Yeah. So
Say it again.
52 minus 20 is
32.
There you go. All right. So there's 32 adult teeth. Yeah, and sometimes
Public
people have
math.
wisdom teeth, and they have to be pulled. So a person could have up to 34. All right. So with all this talk about teeth and oral health and tooth decay and all those fun things, Owen Insurance Group, what a great lead-in, right? Dental insurance. A lot of people don't have dental insurance because, number one, they think it's too expensive. They think it's not worth it. You know, the number one reason I believe people should have dental insurance is because now, it doesn't always work because people can have a gym membership and never go to the gym.
Right.
But if you're paying a small monthly premium on a dental insurance and you get two checkups per year, normally at no cost, it's part of the program, and you get 2 professional cleanings a year at no cost, that having that dental insurance, knowing you're paying that'll be incentive to go. It's like an accountability. Right. You're paying for something and not using it. Most people, if they pay for it, they will use it.
Right.
So finding those teeth problems, oral health is so important. We've talked about that on this show before. So much bacteria is in our mouth. And if we don't clean it, I mean, I gargle with the most powerful stuff there is. It's the good old-fashioned Listerine.
With the alcohol.
With 40% alcohol.
Why you have the smile to give away.
No, I don't swallow that alcohol. I did feed a homeless guy one time and brought him into my room when I was up in college, and I walked in the bathroom after he left, and I noticed something was different, something different. And I looked at my Listerine, and it only had like 2 inches left, and it was almost a full bottle. The dude just drank it because of the 40% alcohol.
Don't judge it till you try it.
I love it.
But I have a question for you.
Okay.
So with the dental insurance, you know, when you go for just a regular cleaning, then all of a sudden they tell you that you need X-rays.
Yes.
You know, because they want to check and make sure you don't have any issues with the bones and the nerves. So is that covered under the dental insurance too?
In dental insurance, a quick little education, there's 3 categories. There's preventative, there's basic, and then there's comprehensive. Preventative care, on most dental insurance, I have a plan, and I get 2 oral exams, bite wing X-rays, and 3 cleanings covered 100%. Okay, so that's free. So I can go for the cleaning 3 and the bite wing. Now, the full set of X-rays are in category 2, the basic. And my insurance plan, day 1, will cover 65% of the cost. So I would have some out-of-pocket costs. After 12 months, that basic care categories would cover up to 80% of the cost. So if it's $100, the insurance company would pay $80, I would pay $20.
But now, unless you have a significant change within the year, there's no reason for you to have to do that again.
Well,
within the year, right, to do the full X-rays, or
I honestly don't know what the dental profession says. Honestly,
right.
I don't know, but that's a great question. I think because there is people with dental insurance, I personally don't mind getting the full dental X-rays every year, because sometimes what has happened is, for me, they found a crack in an old filling. Right. I only have fillings from like 25, 30 years ago, thank goodness, because I've really, even back about 20, 30 years ago, I decided I'm taking care of my teeth.
Right.
And I had the old silver fillings, and
right.
they've been known to expand and contract, and so my tooth had a crack. And for 2 years, I got X-rays, there was no crack, but the third year, I had the X-rays, and they found a crack.
I just went through the same thing.
Did you?
Yep. And I had the silver removed, and I had to
put in.
Yep.
Yep.
Same thing.
Exactly. And this is what happened. So if you're of the age where they were having silver put in, I said, "Can I take that down to the We Buy Silver guy?" He said, "No, it's not that kind of silver. Not worth
it's called
anything."
An amalgam.
Yeah, amalgam.
Yeah.
So I don't think they do that anymore. So why would a person not have dental insurance? Again, many people, they haven't looked into it. They think, oh, it's not worth it. They say, well, the same amount that I'm going to pay, I could just go get my teeth cleaned once a year. Again, now there is a standard wisdom that you should at least have your oral health, your mouth checked out at least twice a year, every 6 months. A lot can happen in 6 months. If you kind of start falling down on the job of brushing and flossing, and in my opinion, I think it's great to gargle to kill the bacteria in your mouth. A lot can change in 6 months. Anybody's health,
right.
Even if you let yourself go. in in 6 months. So doctors want to see you at least once a year, but dentist, it's good twice a year.
And people don't necessarily know that depending on the medications you're on or vitamins, all the things you're doing to improve your health, it could also possibly have a negative impact on your teeth.
I agree with that. There's so many things.
I don't know. Maybe I just made that up. I don't know.
I agree that could be true because there's so many things that go into the human body. What we put into our body, we are what we eat. You remember? I remember seeing those as a kid in elementary school. All the good, healthy, nutritional food and maybe supplements. That's going to translate into good, healthy teeth, and if you have the lack of it, I stopped eating vegetables for the last 3 or 4 months, or whatever, and that could have a negative impact on your oral health and your teeth and all that. So,
it's important to get it checked.
Why do people get dental insurance? Number one, not just to keep your teeth clean and healthy and all that, but for your actual health. With a focus on prevention, dental insurance typically covers services like the checkups, cleanings, fillings, exams at 100%. And then you might have procedures such as replacing the silver fillings, other fillings if you have cavities, crowns, root canals. And I tell you what, the third category of dental insurance is the comprehensive. Root canals, crowns, implants. Most plans, the first year, they might cover a percentage, maybe 25% of the cost, and you have a set amount of money. And second year it might go up to might be 20%, then second year 50% or 60%. So I divide our dental insurance plans into kind of 2 categories. Those that need a couple of times a year cleanings and oral health checkups and exams and x-rays, and maybe occasional filling, this or that. But really, their teeth are pretty good. Other people, they already know they need $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of work in their mouth, and they've already spent $5,000 to $10,000. So there are 2 plans that I just send out to people. If you want to learn more about dental insurance plans, you can call our office, 772-210-1020. If you want to talk to Tom Bouvier, myself, extension 4, and I'll be happy to email you some quotes. You have the basic plans and the MacDaddy plans, the Rolls Royce, up to $10,000 of coverage through one particular carrier. And these are PPO plans. You can use them with any dentist, but always with any kind of health insurance, find an in-network dentist, you'll get the maximum benefit and the lowest cost. So dental insurance is important. Oral health is important. And everything that we've talked to Mindy about with her organization is very, very important. So, Mindy, I want to give you the last minute here when we just have 2 minutes. So give us your last thoughts and about your organization and what you'd like to tell people.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm completely obsessed right now about my teeth. I got lost in listening to you, thinking about when was the last time I went to the dentist. So thank you for the teeth information. And I'm always excited to come talk about the Inner Truth Project. We're really, really passionate about letting people know if you've experienced sexual trauma of any sort, there is help for you. If it's not us, we'll put you in touch with some of our partners in the community. There's just absolutely no reason to carry the secret and the shame. And also, if you are a loved one, a partner, a significant other of a survivor, we want to support you too. So if this pushes a button in any way, good, bad, brings some sort of feeling, just give us a call. You can call us at 772-200-4599. Just check out our website, see if there's any information there that strikes some interest for you, innertruthproject.org. And we're just happy to be able to have a conversation. So give us a call.
Excellent. And this is a fully supported nonprofit organization. So those that want to give to this important project and services, please, you can do that as well. So next week, we're going to be broadcasting directly from the Owen Insurance Group office. And it'll be a 30-minute show from 10 to 10:30. We want to thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We ask that you share us with your friends, family, neighbors. And we always like to say, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.